repeat, baby. It's the same rules we had when we did multiplying and dividing with integers on last week, except this week we're tying into those fractions and those deltas. Yesterday we said if we struggle with fractions, just change it to a what? Delta. However, you gotta be mindful of those decimals that repeat. So if it's a decimal that repeat, you may want to just leave it as a fraction. All right, number one, it says the table shows yesterday's change in value of 4 different stocks. Which of the following statements are true? Human, talk to us. A. How you get A? With B? As in dog, talk to us. So that means if you didn't get a response from me, that means that you didn't do your homework last night, right? If you did do your homework last night, you should have received a 4 this morning, right? And your paper look like it got a little writing on it, right? All right. Come on, William, what's that? Did you say 1.25 and 150? And you got 2. Had to be switched around. 0.50 divided by 0.25 is 2. All right. They said stock B. Now look at what they said. Stock B is 2 times B. So is 50 cents times 2 your 25 cents? No, it's 0.5. That's what this one is saying. Stock B is 2 times B. So B times 2 will give us B. Is that true? Okay. Is B? Okay. What is it? Somebody said it would be C. How's it C? That ain't 3. $1.25 broken into 3 ways ain't 50 cents. C and D. Oh, it's not 125. You got 150 right there. It should be. So 1.5 divided by 0.25 is 3. So the correct answer was A and C. Some of you probably know the question mark. What am I missing? Or A. I'm simple. Work or explanation. Your explanation, if you decide to give me one, I need to be able to read it and see what's going on. If I got to read it and still question it, we need to have a look at it. Any questions about it? All right, the second one. Second one had 2 parts to it. It said 4 submarines start at sea level, which is 0 meters. The table shows the change in position per minute relative to sea level to 4 different submarines. A said after 8 minutes, what is the position of submarine B? Now, the first thing you should have asked yourself was, is there multiplication or is there division? The chart shows us for 1, and now they want for 8. You should have division? I got 1, but I want to know everybody. Yeah, that's multiplication. So that would have been -3 3/4 being divided by, multiplied by 8. And then there was a little piece over here that show your work. That means whatever you do to that problem, after you set it up, I need to see every step. You change that problem, I need to see what that looks like. You change it to a decimal, I need to see what that looks like. I'm done. Only thing I know is what you show me. I don't look at answers, and I have said that since day one, have I not? I have. I don't look at answers. Show me something to go with it. And then it says show you work. Meaning, that's how I assess this speed. You showing your work lets me know you know how to change from a fraction to a decimal. And if you know the difference between multiplication and division. So, did we leave it as a fraction or we change it to a decimal? All right, so I'm going to say a fraction. So as a fraction, change to a proper 3 times 4. Plus 3. So then you should have had negative 15 4 being multiplied by 8. 8 is a whole number, put it over 1. Hello? Thank you. Somebody was still talking and still trying to do this thing, working what they did today. But okay. Multiply it out. 15 and 8. 4. And then always go back and ask yourself, should that be negative or should that be positive? We got one negative, so that means the answer is negative. And a lot of you gave me a positive 30. So if had you shown your work, you would have noticed that. And then that's why it's always important to double check your work. Every time you solve a math problem, try to solve it again and see if you get the same answer. That's a good rule of thumb. All right, then E, they said submarine starts at sea level, position changes at negative 32 meters after 10 minutes. So then we need that information to help with the bottom. A says submarine changes position faster than B. Well, let's find the rate of that. Negative 32 divided by 10. I mean, whether I know it, everybody got a calculator right now. Like calculations, I don't see a weight on that. Negative 3.2. All right, so they said E changes fast. Well, let's go back to D. D was at negative 3 3/4. Before we can compare that, we need to put it in the same form. So what's 3/4 as a decimal? So that would be negative 3.75. So it's 3.7 and then 3.2. 3.2 is faster than 7? No. So that means A would be 4. And then some of you said that E is less than D. Some of you actually put the number 3.2 is less than that. That's called showing me your work that you understand. B said the position of submarine B changes fast, twice as fast as E. B changes twice as fast as E. So I should have took E, negative 3.2, and multiplied it by 2. And what do we get? That's why we got no multiplication. 6.4. 6.4. You're supposed to know 2 and 2 is 4, 3 and 2 is 6. You're supposed to know that when you get here. That's that fluency I be trying to build in. So then go on top to B. 2/5 as a fraction. What is that as a decimal? 1/4. 0.2, I doubt it. It ain't 0.2. It's 1 what? Oh, okay. Somebody back there said 0.2. That's all I heard. I ain't even rumbling your 4. It's 6.4. So then I asked myself, is that the same? C said the position of E after 10 minutes is closer to the sea level than the position of A after 10 minutes. Well, let's check out A after 10 minutes. We know E after 10 minutes was negative 32. So A, negative 4.5 times 10. You leave it as a fraction or you change to a decimal? What's a half as a decimal? So negative 4.5, multiply that by 10. Negative 45. Y'all do know when you negative it on here, right? All right, and they said E is closer to sea level than A. So then I have to think about sea level and negative numbers. Sea level would be what level? Zero. So then I have to ask myself the placement of negative 45 and negative 32. Which is closer to zero? Negative 32. So that would be E. And then that means A will be over here. So then it said E is closer to sea level than A. That is true. He then said the position of submarine E will be between the positions of submarine C and B after 10 minutes. All right, we need B and C after 10 minutes. (7.5 times 10? Negative. And then we got B at negative 6.4 times 10. Negative 64. They said E will be between. So negative 32 will be between negative 75 and negative 64. Oh, that's false. It will not. Questions about it? I teach math, meaning I need to see what you know. An answer don't tell me what you know. I mean, I need to see what you know. Yes, sir. Pop up, baby, come on. All right, it said E is between C and B. So we took C, multiplied it by 10 and got negative 75. We took B, multiplied it by 10 and got negative 64. And they're saying E at negative 32 will be between that. So E is 32 between those two numbers. Well, look at that. It looks like you multiply 6.4 by 10, and like everything you took about 1 by 10, you got like 4.5 to 45. Yeah, the decimal shift. And that's something you should have learned in 5th grade. So I'm glad that you pointed that out. So yeah, that's why I say everything that you don't learn in your lower grade should help you up top. So yes, multiplying by 10, all thing you do is shift your decimal one place to the right. Got a lot of fellas still in here, your nose and you're playing and woo woo. And make sure you ain't the one right now with an L. You can move your crowns, paper, under your bell work, go ahead and put a little dash. You got 3 minutes. Add and subtract with rational numbers.
That might help you.
How many you got?
How many did I say was in here, y'all? 13.
Thank you.
Do we need to open up this link for the virtual?
No. No, we all traditional.
Okay, okay.
Morning, Harper. How many you got?
17.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Ryan, I'm sorry. How many you got this morning? Thank you. Flash. All right. Add and subtract rational numbers. Same rules as add and subtracting with integers. Same signs, we got to add and keep the sign. Different signs, we got to subtract and take the sign of a larger number. That asking yourself that question before you begin is going to be very important to make sure you perform the correct operation. You'll think, oh, I can just type that in the calculator. Guess what? It's a math class. I mean, when I go from 4 numbers to 2, Miss Sketcher needs to see what's going on from that 4 to that 2. That don't mean I'm gonna put all 4 in the calculator and then think gonna tell Miss Sketcher, oh, that's 110. I need to know where 110 comes from. At the end, I gave us a reminder on fraction. Since we're moving into rational numbers, I gave us a reminder that we should recall from book 1. So we should recall from 5th grade. Always remember that with adding, subtracting with fractions, we have to get a common denominator. So that means we cannot perform any operations until we get that common denominator. You may recall that from about 4th to 5th grade. If not, we're not going to spend too long on it because we know we can change fractions to a delta. The second piece I told us or reminded us about, decimals. Always remember when add and subtract, we line up at that delta. Some of you probably noticed yesterday in the virtual meeting, I kept saying line up at the delta. It's very important when I get a whole number and then I get a delta. Because then I put that whole number in the wrong position. And then at the bottom, I gave us that final reminder. If I struggle with fractions, change it to a what? A decimal. And how do I change the fraction to a decimal? By divide. Good. Any questions? Everybody got what we need? Yeah. I'll send you a few. A few more seconds. When you have it, go ahead and finish it. You got a whole lot of bags over here, too. Try to keep them under your feet, so okay. You need to walk back. You got 10 more seconds. No, yesterday you looked at multiplying and dividing. You didn't take it out? How you know that? No, yesterday we had the same rules as multiplying and dividing with energy. What the girl? Come on, girl. And then in your math notebook, you probably got your same rules from multiplying and dividing and adding and subtracting. the time I say you got 3 minutes, you better get to writing. Y'all write a little slow. Read a few words, write a few words. Read a few, write a few. Learn how to read fly. Oh. Y'all been doing, I done sat here and done read it. Y'all better. Nobody heard me when I said 3 minutes and I said the time.
Yes, no,
Y'all better learn what that means. Move. 50 minutes go by quick.
Excuse me for the interruption. The late bus has arrived. Please do not mark the students absent or they will be entering the class. The late bus has arrived. Thank you.
30 seconds, go. 30 seconds. We'll have to get you a writing series. But when I go to PE class, let me finish your note from the catch class. Come on here, boy. Anybody know how to shorthand? Y'all know how to shorthand with the note? Y'all know how to? That's why when I pick out the main stuff that's important. So I'm gonna say the same rules and integers, and then I'm gonna say same signs, add, keep the sign. Different signs, subtract, take sign, large number. Fractions, I'm gonna say common denominator, because I'm supposed to remember with the shorthand. Well, you can't do shorthand, or you have to get everything you need now. I'm gonna give you everything you need, I just expect you to use. Or you make me wonder if I got some more stuff up here. That's it right there. Michael, he gonna have to get his in PE class or something. All right, so the first example we gotta look at. It says a bird bounces filled to the top. On day 1, the volume of water in the bowl decreases by 7/8. On day 2, the volume of the water in the bowl decreases by 3/4 cups. What number represents the total change in the volume of the water after 2 days? What's important? That water decreases volume. That ain't important. That ain't important. I care less about what they is. Total. That ain't even important, but we ain't talking about life.
Volume of water in the bowl.
That ain't important. We done with what's important. Total and I 2 numbers. All right, so they both got decreased. How's the next charge? All right, we got 2 negatives. Same signs or different signs. So in your notes, good job. Somebody said we gotta add. I can say add like this. Which is? 4, 8. Okay, 8 is the large. Remember I told y'all I'm slow. I don't know until you tell me. So 4 times what get us 8? 2. And then 3 times 2? 6. Somebody said we added 7 plus 6. What else want with that rule to add? It said add and keep your sign. So that means 13/8 will be negative. 13/8 is an improper fraction. What do we need to do with it? Right. How many groups of 8 can I get out of 13? Subtract. Negative 158. If they give you a fraction, your answer needs to be as a fraction. That means if you change it to a decimal, before you say that's your answer, you need to change it back to a fraction. Definitely make sure we make that happen. Now get your stuff in PE class or whatever. Math is tested and math is major and math will have you coming to summer school. All right, it says Julia is playing a computer game. To enter a new quest, she has to pay a tax of 2.5 points. But she expects to earn 7.5 points. For each quest, how many points can she gain overall?
Underline, how many points can she gain overall?
No. Overall, 7.5 points. 7.5 points.
Gain.
Overall.
She has to pay how many points?
That ain't important when we ain't trying to take. So we got our 2 numbers and then they said we gain it overall. Now I say has to pay a tax.
Gain means go up.
Well, they said earn, so yes, that means go up. Same size or different? Different. The dot different sides tell us to subtract, so that would be 7.5 take away 2.5.
5.0. 5.0.
5.0. That last step tells us not only to subtract, but to do what? Connect.
Take it around. Take it around.
Oh, it says subtracting what? They want to say, stop giving these rules and changing this stuff up. Give it to me the same way you got it. It says, take the sign of a larger number. 7 to my 5 is larger, so that means 5 is going to be what? 5. Stop changing math and trying to make it work for y'all. Just give it exactly as we said. If you do that, I promise you're going to go far. Don't change it. All right, give you 30 seconds to a minute. Have a look. Don't read to us. Don't talk to us. Have a look. Somebody talk to us. He said like different. Somebody said our numbers. Somebody talk to.
You're supposed to a negative plus a positive.
Somebody said subtract. What told you to subtract?
The different lines.
All right, well, let's see. I got a negative 3.8. That's my other number.
Add a positive a positive.
They said in what? So if I'm colder, that's a negative number. So yeah, that's a negative 5.6. Now they got same sign. So that means add and keep your sign. Good job. And then I lined it up for you, and then you got a calculator. I shouldn't be reading these funny, crazy answers. Questions about it?
No.
So most of you had 5.6 as a positive. So that's why I constantly tell you to reread. Make sure you're looking around that number. For those keywords, it's gonna let you know if it's positive or negative. Because one wrong sign and what's wrong. Yeah. Questions? 30 seconds to a minute. You got to calculator, you got that? I don't know, but there was one thing to remember about fractions. One thing to remember about fractions. All right, somebody talk to us. That's different. You got to different time.
You got to subtract.
So do the same sign tell us to subtract?
No.
No, it don't. They tell us to add and keep sign. What your notes say? Remember, your notes have to be constant looking back and forth. Everything got to over the same. Let me go back and double check.
You got to make sure the denominator.
What's the denominator? 4. I beg the difference. 4 and 3 ain't got nothing in common. 4 times what is 12? 3. 3 times 3? 9. 3 times what is 12? 4 times 4? 18. All right, now somebody already said they got the same sign and we need to add and keep the sign. So what's 9 plus 16? Improper fraction, how many 12 can we get out of 25? 2 times 12? Subtract from 25? 1. Who came up with all y'all? Good. So remember, fractions, you have to get a common denominator. As a 7th grader, they're not going to remind you of that. They expect that to be something that you're supposed to already know. Only thing I tie into is those different signs. Questions? $30 seconds to a minute. Where you going, fellas? Like, you going nowhere? Class didn't say you grab your backpack, coat, and stuff. I told her. On Monday, the value decreased by 0.5 point. Tuesday increased by 3/4 points, and Wednesday decreased. Let me tell you a rule of thumb. When they give you stuff like that in scenario, write it as they give it. They said decrease minus a half. They then said increase plus 3/4. They then said decrease minus 3/8. Notice I'm not trying to write that with a double sign. Some of you in your homework, you be trying to do a plus and then a negative. Try to reduce writing with double signs because then you start getting confused. Okay, so what's the card? 8. 4 times what? 3 and 2? 8. 2 and 8? All right, now what? I see a lot of different signs, right? So I need to combine the signs that are the same. What are the same? That's what I'm going to tackle first, because I know same signs. What do? Add and keep the sign. Somebody said it. So what's 4 plus 3? So that would be a negative 7/8, and we still got that positive 6/8. They different? Different tell us to subtract and it don't say change. It say take the larger number sign. 7 minus 6. Somebody already said was 1. 7 is negative, so that means this is what? Negative. Okay, look with it. So good rules of thumb. Make sure you take your notes. Pay attention in class. You got questions, definitely ask. Don't assume I know. Oh, you know I know how to do that. No, I don't. I only know what I can see. Your homework tonight, you got 3 questions as always. Use your notes when you're doing your homework. Actually, put forth some effort, show something, and try. A minute or less. Clear your area, take you the longest. Bring your